Hello traders, this is Trading the Trend and I am Dennis. This is my midweek report, and what a week we've had so far. Monday we saw some record-breaking moves in the equity markets, and they did follow through into the currencies, so we'll get on to that right now and see what's going on. This is my current strong week rankings. As you can see, the yen and the euro have benefited greatly from this big move, and the commodity currencies were hit hardest, the Aussie, New Zealand, and Canadian dollar. And now let's look at some charts. First of all, let's take a look at the S&P 500. This is a weekly chart. You know, we had the big move down on Monday. Market tried to reverse on Tuesday, but then finished down. And then today we had the big move up. I think the Dow was up like 600 points. Its biggest up move since 2011, I believe. And as you can see on this weekly chart of the S&P 500, we're starting to form a weekly pin bar here, and it looks very much like this pin bar we had on the last sell-off in the market from last year. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. If we do finish the week with a pin bar, then we could see some kind of a move like this. So let's move on to some currencies. And we'll take a look. Actually, I'd like to start with the euro and Aussie, with the euro US dollar first. Okay. Here we had a beautiful trade setup where, you know, had this weak pullback after a 6-day move up. We get our engulfing candle, and then we're off aces. This was Monday's big move. And we got a bit of a reversal at the end of that day, and it led to the last 2 down days. Now, you might ask, how would I have known to get out of this before this big reversal? Well, if we look at the 4-hour chart, we see we had a beautiful pin bar reversal, and that would have been our signal to either exit the long trade or at least bring our stops way up to where we would have let the market take us out. Now, if you had used this as a signal to get short, well, when would you have known to take profits? Well, if we go back over here to the daily chart, price went all the way down to the 200-day moving average, and you also have the 8-day moving average right there, and that seems to be where price has gotten stuck, and now it's starting to move back up here a little bit. Not sure if this little early in the day move is going to hold, but this definitely would have been a profit-taking time. I think you might have heard my dogs in the background there. Okay, let's look at some more currencies. We have the Aussie US dollar. Here we go. This was Monday's big move, and then it hasn't done a whole lot since then. And if we look at the 4-hour, you're going to see a lot of these pin bars in most of these currencies, and so far price has not violated this pin bar. So it's still possible this thing could shoot up in honor of this pin bar right here. Other than that, I don't really see a good setup to enter right here on this one. Now let's look at the Euro Aussie. And actually this is going to be very similar to the Euro US dollar, where you had your strong move up and then you've had a couple down days now. And if we look at the 4-hour, and we have another one of those pin bar moves. This is actually a gravestone doji, which is very negative. Now, so far, it hasn't really moved lower, but it could. So we have that in the works. And then let's also take a look at the current strong week leader, which is the Aussie yen right now. And as you can see, this is that big move on Monday. And as you might guess, when we come over here 4-hour, we have another one of those pin bars, which is so far holding. If you were going to trade this pin bar, you know, getting in at the 50% retracement of that pin bar might have got you entered right around here. So this is still up in the air. We could move higher from here if this pin bar holds. but I would not be looking to get in right here. I mean, there's just no real good entry. I mean, when you get these great big pin bars, I mean, that's a lot of pips of loss you have to be willing to take on. So that's what I got so far. So, you know, interesting week so far. The currencies, I think, have been a bit tamer than the equity markets. So that's what I have for you, and I will catch you on my thread. Have a good night.